Ew, gotta get rid of this old Backstreet Boys t-shirt.
Tell me why.
Because it stinks, boys.
Tell me why.
I've washed it so many times, but the odor won't come out.
Tell me why.
No, you tell me why I can't get rid of this odor.
Have you tried Downy Rinse and Refresh? It doesn't just cover up odors, it helps remove them.
Wow, it worked, guys.
Yeah.
Downy Rinse and Refresh removes more odor in one wash than the leading value detergent in 3 washes. Find it wherever you buy laundry products.
The United States Border Patrol has exciting and rewarding career opportunities with the nation's largest law enforcement organization. Border Patrol agents enjoy great pay, outstanding federal benefits, and up to $20,000 in recruitment incentives. If you are looking for a way to serve something greater than yourself, consider the U.S. Border Patrol. Learn more online at cbp.gov/careers/USBP. That's cbp.gov/careers/USBP.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Free Terrible Gamers. I'm Colin, here with Ashton as always.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Alright, got a couple topics left over from last week, or if you're listening live from yesterday, since we are releasing this we're recording this a week ahead of time because we're taking next week off. If you listen to last week's episode, you'll know this already, Bo. So, we're going to go ahead and knock out yesterday's topics and hopefully get to the ones for this week, well, next week, whenever you're listening. Nintendo Insider release date of the new Mario Kart game.
Yeah, so according to a new rumor, Nintendo is finally getting ready to move on from Mario Kart 8 and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and release a new Mario Kart game. The rumor comes the way of well-known Nintendo insider and leaker Zippo, who claims the next Mario Kart game is set to be not on Nintendo Switch, but its successor, dubbed the Nintendo Switch 2 by many, thanks to rumors and reports that it will be a successor to the Switch hybrid console. More specifically, this puts the game releasing in 2025, which Zippo claims will be the second year of the new Nintendo console. Even more specific than this, Zippo claims the game will release during the holiday season of 2025, which is to say near the end of the year. The 10th installment of Mario Kart series will release in 2025, and it is the 10th because they consider Mario Kart Tour, the mobile game, the 9th entry. So it'll release in 2025, which will be Switch 2's second year on the market, claims Zippo. The intention is to release the title sometime before the system's second holiday on the market. The title is being developed primarily by Nintendo EPD Production Group 9, with Bandai Namco Studios once again co-developing. So Zippo, he's been right about several things in the past when it comes to leaking Nintendo news, but as always, it is a rumor. So take it how you will. It may not be true at all, but he does have a good track record when it comes to leaks. And it is about time for them to move on from Mario Kart 8. It released on the Wii U like 10 years ago or so. So it's about time to move on. And they just released, or getting ready to release, the last wave of the booster pack tracks. So
I just don't know why you would count a mobile game as the 9th game in the installment. Like, it would have been a better excuse to say that Deluxe was 9 on it, because, I mean, that was their common thread for pretty much every Mario game switching over from the Wii U to the Switch. Every single Mario game that was out there for a 2D platform style was rebooted into a Deluxe edition. Same way with Mario Kart. So the fact that they count that as 9, or they're counting it as 10 opposed to 9, is kind of stupid.
yeah, I mean, I guess technically it is a Mario Kart game, but yeah, I mean, don't really consider mobile games to be actual games, I guess, in the series of whatever they're releasing.
Yeah, but, I mean, still, I mean, the main thing that I got from it was That's just my pity on the whole entire situation, or my downside on it. But the fact that it's going to be holiday 2025, so I say just based on the normalcy of it, usually holiday is about the same time that Wonder released. So I say it'll get released around the same time frame as when Wonder got released. And then
October.
Obviously, yeah, about late October, because you think that goes into the holiday season. As the past couple weeks we've covered, Black Friday sales already coming in early, so that counts as, holiday sales and everything else. And it's part of that, final quarter pushing forward. So I believe that's what's going to be considered as that. And since the Switch 2 is supposedly coming out at the end of, 2024, it'll be out for a year, which it's still weird, but they're not going to make it a launch title to me. Since it was a launch title with the Wii U, wasn't it? Or was it already out on the 3DS for a little bit before? Or was that 7?
Mario Kart 7 was on the 3DS.
Okay, so it was a release title almost or was it a year out from the Wii U?
It was a year after, because the Wii U was released in 2012, but still pretty close to the beginning of the system.
Okay, so basically doing the same thing, but at the same time, with how many course packs and courses they have on Mario Kart 8, is it pretty much going to be a restamp, or do you think they'll have new and original courses?
I think they'll have new and original. It's usually what they do. They have one cup dedicated to new tracks, another one for old, and they just alternate them and have 8 cups, 6, 8 cups, something like that, alternate them that way. So they will have new ones, but they'll have old ones as well.
Okay, makes sense. But still, the fact that they're calling it 10 is still astonishing, but that's my little dig at Nintendo for this episode.
I mean, a lot of companies are skipping 9. I mean, Apple skipped iPhone 9, Windows skipped Windows 9. So I mean,
yeah. Mortal Kombat didn't do it though. They actually counted the right way.
Well, and then they started over. They started over with 1 on their 12th. So I mean, they don't have a complete pass, but
yeah. That, and like I said, 9 games in the series wasn't necessarily 9 games. There was more than 9 games when 9 came out.
Yeah.
Just what's considered canon or actual true timeline, supposedly.
Right. And I mean, this leak, like I said, take it how you will, because he's saying it'll be the second year of the Switch 2's release when we haven't even got a confirmed next generation system. So what he's saying is it'll release next year. Nintendo Switch 2 will release next year, so we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. I mean, if they are going to release it at the end of the next year, they're going to start doing everything as soon as the new year turns over. I say in January, or no, it'll probably be February, because that'll be time for another direct then. I say in the February's direct, whenever it occurs, it'll be a announced event, if it's going to happen in 2024.
And then released holiday, you think? Or released mid?
Yeah. I would say holiday, just because that's generally when every gaming system decides to get put up.
Except for the Switch.
Except for the Switch. It was April release whenever it got released.
Yeah.
They was like, we got enough of the Wii U. We're going to just randomly do this one.
That's right.
Drop
it whenever. As soon as possible.
That's right. Get this system out of this thing. But yeah, anyways, we're going to stick with Nintendo on the next topic. There's a new Nintendo Bandai Namco Studio that got revealed.
Yeah, Bandai Namco has unveiled Studio 2 and Studio S, a new internal development studio that will collaborate with Nintendo on game projects. The cohort of developers has been working on commissioned Nintendo projects for some time now. Their credits, I can't even read tonight. Credits include Nintendo Switch games Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Mario Kart 8, and ARMS. As translated by Google, a statement on the studio's site said, Bandai Namco Studio's second Studio/S studio has been an in-house studio specializing in commission development projects. As a group of professionals who do not compromise on quality, we will continue to create titles of world standard. So basically what all that confusing stuff means is Bandai Namco are setting up a studio to make Nintendo Switch games, because Bandai Namco, they make games for not just Nintendo but other people. I mean, they're the ones that started Pac-Man, and so they've been around for a while. And like this said, they helped out on Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Mario Kart 8, and ARMS for Nintendo. But what they're going to do now is just make Nintendo games by themselves without any basically supervision from Nintendo. Obviously, Nintendo will have to confirm once in a while, like a quarterly type thing, to approve their progress and obviously approve the final product. But they're basically somewhat getting unsupervised permission to work on Nintendo IPs with, a certain script made by Nintendo. Nintendo's going to tell them what to make, and then they're going to make it unsupervised, except for like periodically. Which is a big step for Nintendo, because usually they don't do anything. I mean, yes, like I said in the last episode, Capcom made a Zelda game, but Nintendo was very involved with it and approved everything. So it's kind of the same here. They have to approve everything, but it's not going to be as supervised as what the Capcom Zelda games were, or the Square Enix RPG, Super Mario RPG was.
Yeah, I mean, that's a huge step for Nintendo in itself, just because they've always, like you said, they've been so self-proficient with this stuff. But I think they're realizing, too, if we can focus our stuff, especially if they're going to try to start playing in the movie game, that's probably why they're doing it as well, is that way they can focus more on their movie setups as well as their gaming world setup. So,
right.
I mean, it makes sense to toss it out and then have your quarterly check-in or whatever it is, and not completely supervise them all the time, especially since they're a well-known developer.
Right. Like I said, they made Pac-Man, so they've been around for quite a while. And like you said, with the movies, I mean, Shigeru Miyamoto himself is producing he produced the Mario movie, producing the Legend of Zelda movie, so he's tied up with that. Not to say that he's not helping out on games as well. He's a pretty busy guy, so he don't have time to do everything for the company, because he's got a big role for what he does. So this will kind of help relieve him and some others that do a lot like he does with a bunch of different projects at once. Kind of free them up in order not to take some stress away. Let another studio handle it instead of those guys.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I bet it is tough being in their position, trying to do it, and being Nintendo trying to trust people to do their games as well. Because, I mean, I know it don't seem like baby steps. It seems like they're just getting tossed into it. But I said they've probably been working with them on a few projects that we're going to get in the future. And then that's where the trust got built up. We just haven't seen those games yet. And then now they're just going to be like, okay, we trust you enough for the games that we're going to get in the next, in the next future in a little bit, and then pop it off. Be like, okay, you guys can do it by yourself now. Because like I said, I'm saying there's probably going to be a couple games getting released that they have already helped make a hand in. But like you said, we've already covered, Smash, Mario Kart 8, and ARMS.
Yeah, they've already helped out with those. But, I mean, like you said, they might be releasing some games here soon that they had more of a role in, more of a head roll into it instead of just like a backseat role.
Yeah. That we haven't seen yet, obviously, because they haven't released.
Right.
And that's probably something we'll see with the next Direct as well.
Yeah. Probably not till
So we're talking
February.
Another 2 months out.
Yeah.
All right. Going on to the last topic, not the last topic of the day, but the last topic from last week / yesterday. PlayStation Portal is getting scalped.
Yeah, I don't really understand this, why it's getting scalped. The pre-order sold out twice. I mean, that's fine. I don't think it's that big of a deal for scalpers. I mean, I understand the PS5 Series X when they came out, they were shorthanded or whatever, but these are kind of plentiful, seems. So I don't know. I don't get it. But anyway, the PlayStation Portal hasn't even officially hit the shelves yet, which it has. Time recording this article is from a couple days ago. But and already the streaming handheld has become a victim of price gouging by scalpers online. Those wanting to know where to buy the PlayStation Portal may be in for potential disappointment, as it seems as though PlayStation Portal pre-orders are rapidly drying up with less than 24 hours until its official release date worldwide. Scalpers have taken the secondary markets such as eBay, where units are being sold for as much as double their respective MSRP. Some US PlayStation Portal listings are retailing as high as $329 or best offer, which is a markup of around 65% and a pretty disgraceful tactic. However, not one that's unfamiliar to gaming hardware in recent years. Much like with the PS5 before it, the new handheld system stock at launch looks to be on the leaner side, with pre-orders from PlayStation Direct currently unavailable and the big box retailers stating coming soon with their product listings. So like I said, we've already said our opinions on this before, that it's a stupid idea, stupid device, but I've seen some reviews on it, and I mean, it looks good, the design looks good, but it's still stupid. Like, the concept of it is still dumb in my opinion. People need a good Wi-Fi connection with hardly any interference. They say to get the best out of it is obviously to hardwire your PS5 and then use the Portal over Wi-Fi, and that'll give you the best, possible experience. But still dumb to me. I don't understand why people are scrambling to find one of these things, because I think some people that are buying it, yes, they understand you have to have a PS5 and you have to be around your PS5 at all times, but some people, I think, are misunderstanding that you can't just take this anywhere like you can a Switch or a handheld PC. You have to stay at home with your PS5 in order to play this. And I read online that there's not even a way to go into a web browser, so some hotel Wi-Fi's make you go through a web browser in order to connect to them. There's no web browser on the PlayStation Portal, so it'd be impossible to take this to a hotel with your PS5 and play anywhere that any Wi-Fi that requires a web browser to connect to. So maybe they'll fix that in the future. It's still stupid in my opinion.
The United States Border Patrol has exciting and rewarding career opportunities with the nation's largest law enforcement organization.
Earn great pay with outstanding federal benefits and up to $20,000 in recruitment incentives. Learn more online at cbp.gov/careers/USBP.
Yeah, I mean, it's a console. It's not worth really scalping, but obviously people are going to be people, and that's more of the take I take on this whole entire topic. Like, I'm not going into the science behind it. I'm going on the completely opinion based on the scalpers, because it's getting more and more common in the video game world. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I think the true real science scalping started when the NES Classic Edition released. And it was stupid whenever that done, because they was $60 on the shelves, and there was literally people going on eBay selling them for $500.
Yeah.
So almost, if they would have charged $100, it'd be 1,000 times their retail price.
Right.
Oh, no, 100 times the retail price. My bad. That's bad math for a second. Or 10 times. Yeah, 10 times. Whatever. Close enough. Not the best mathematician out here. But so it's been a common trend since then. And I mean, it's one of those things. And like I said, we're here to try to help you guys out the best way possible. That way you don't get ripped off or don't buy stuff that's not really worth buying. Like I said, if you got the money for a PS Portal, you want to get a PS Portal, tell us how it is. I mean, that's my opinion on it. We could be completely wrong. We could, whatever. But at the same time, if it's retailed at $200 and then people's trying to sell it for upwards of $350, don't buy it. wait for it to come back out. 'Cause
It will
they
come back
They'll
around.
eventually-
And that's why scalpers
Don't-
still do it, is because people buy it off of them because they want to get it now, not wait until it comes back. That's why scalpers, obviously make profit. That's why they keep doing it.
Yeah. Like I said, don't feed into it, because more than likely those scalpers bought the maximum amount they could buy just to resell them.
Yeah, they don't just have one. Most of them don't just have one.
And it's not, I understand it's not one of those situations to where you go drop it off at GameStop and GameStop pretty much charges the same price of it for new. I understand that the scalpers are legit with it and do send you the complete thing new, but why pay an extra $150 on it? Just wait for it to come back around. There ain't no sense in going out there and paying the extra just to have it on day one. It'll come back around. Yeah, if you and all your friends are planning on doing it together at the same time, makes sense, but still, because you and me both, we have gone out, we bought the NES and SNES Classic at the same time each time they came out back around. We never once tried to go and get it off the scalp site. We always waited for it to come back around. Nintendo was good about it. They popped back on shelves like 2 months later, and
Yeah, they were pretty quick.
all the way. PlayStation will do the same thing, I'm sure, unless there managed to be another chip shortage with the McDonald's machines.
Yeah.
But logically speaking, it's like I said, don't pay the extra money. There ain't no sense in it. They'll be back around. Especially if obviously they sold enough of them, they're going to be like, okay, people want to buy these things, so
For some reason.
we're going to continue to make them. Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I see the
we don't know.
convenience of playing a game on a handheld that, say, especially with us being dads, we can kind of get with it. The kids are watching TV, watching cartoons, whatever. You don't want to, if they're being good, you don't want to mess that up. So, we'll play our Switch and handheld or whatever. That's fine. But my problem with the PlayStation Portal is that's all it is, just a remote play system. Like, you can do that from your phone. That's the problem with it. If they would have done anything else with it, even put a operating system on it, as soon as you turn this thing on, it's searching for a PS5. There's no operating system or anything, no settings or anything. It's just a tablet that searches for a PS5 over Wi-Fi. That's it.
Yeah, but if that's your guys' fancy cup of tea you want to try, like I said, PlayStation would have been better off to make another. Obviously that's abbreviated as a PSP as well, but an actual console PlayStation Portable, not a PlayStation Portable, not a PlayStation Portal.
Yeah.
They, like I said, they popped a couple letters and called it good, I guess. But at the end of the day, they should have made another portable system, not a stay-at-home system.
Yeah, right. Like I said, I can see, being a dad, I can see the portable part, wanting to sit on your couch and play your PS5, whatever, that's fine. But my problem is you should have the option to be able to take it somewhere if you want, not to just sit on your couch. That's the issue I have with it.
Like I said, Sony's version of trying to compete with the Switch, but they failed drastically in doing the concept of it when they literally had a whole entire line of a couple consoles that done just that. But now there is technology to where you could technically pair your new PS Vita, whatever they wanted to call the next one, Vita 2, Vita 5, whatever, into your PS5 console. It would be completely possible with the technology we have.
For sure. It could do both. It could have native games and be remote play for your PS5. They could have done both.
Yeah. It was there. They had the chance to
They were so close. Sony's so close.
They'd be like, okay, yeah, we can do this. And PlayStation, if you decided to do what we're doing we appreciate you listening to us.
Yeah. Yeah, right. They ain't going to listen to us. We smack talk them every chance we get. You do make good games. I know
like I said,
you do make good games, but that's it. You don't make good ideas, good choices.
Yeah, it's just, like I said, at the end of the day, they had the ball in their court. They was doing pretty good with it, then they still managed to turn it over.
Still screwed it up.
Yep. from a logistical standpoint. Like I said, you had a whole entire portable console systems that you could have done. And like I said, with today's technology, you could have easily been like, boom, 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 here we go. Connect, connect, connect. You can take this one to go. But nope, you get to just hopefully have, like I said, you're obviously not going to be able to take it to your hotel room now. So
Yeah.
you just screw on that aspect, or where else it requires you to sign on to a Red Briar.
McDonald's, most free Wi-Fi networks do.
Saying that in that aspect, I guess it would kind of not make any sense to take your PS5 to a restaurant, but you never know. Yeah, it might be your thing.
You got a power inverter in your car, you're sitting in a McDonald's drive-thru waiting on your food. I mean, fire up your PS5, your portal. I mean, you could.
Wait for that cream machine to come back up.
Yeah, that's right. Wait for them to clean that ice cream machine and fix their chip or whatever.
I'm going to switcheroo one of these topics, Ashton, just because I know I mentioned last week that we had more Sega news going on based on some of their IPs. So, based off the games and everything last week. So, I'm going to skip the one and I'm going to go down to it. But Sega is putting more IPs in movie form, surprisingly enough.
Yeah. Sega is keen on expanding Persona and Like a Dragon outside of video games, and it has some big plans for the future, including movies. The news comes from Sega Chief Operating Officer Shuji Utusami. I'm not good at Japanese names. During a recent interview with CNBC, where Utusumi teased plans for Persona movies and another chance at life for older Sega property. We just revived Sonic in a big way, not only through games, but also remember movies and TV shows. And actually, Sonic is in Roblox too. And we're working closely now with Lego, so now Sonic is reviving, Yatusumi said. We have other major IPs, and also I cannot say too much about it, but we are thinking of reviving other classical Sega IPs too. So, specifically Persona and Like a Dragon, they were talking about, but also others as well. So he's talking about this, a couple episodes ago, about Sega bringing other IPs back to life besides Sonic. And here you go. They're wanting to do that in video games and movies as well. So that's good for them. For listening to us, they probably heard us, on our podcast, because, Sega listens to us every time we release an episode. So it makes sense.
Yeah, at least we hope so. They follow their own hashtags that's related to them.
Right.
But at the end of the day, like I said, we mentioned it, at this time of recording yesterday, but literally last week, if you listen to us, like I said, we was talking about like the Persona 5 series, and I was like, okay, it makes sense to have more Sega news since they literally plan on bringing Persona 5 into movie form, which I don't know which Persona 5 they're going to base it off of since there's 15 of them. Well, I'm exactly, there's 6.
Collab them all together.
Or whichever Persona game they want to do, because I'm pretty sure each Persona game has 15 titles themselves. Don't really keep track of Persona all too often. But yeah, even Like a Dragon, too. So it makes sense. I mean, and obviously they done the movie thing before Nintendo done the movie thing, because that was pretty much their big... I think that was what revived them a little bit with the Sonic movie.
Yeah, definitely helped them out.
So having that as a go-to now that they can to make some money to be able to put out some new games and everything, seems like it's the best route. And I mean, obviously, if they can do it how they done with the Sonic movie, hopefully the internet don't have to bully them this time to fix their design of their character.
That was awful. Their first one was awful.
Yeah.
I mean, I get what they were going for, realistic, whatever, but that wasn't Sonic.
Sometimes realistic is not a good thing.
No.
Especially when your character is fictional.
Yeah.
So yeah, at the end of the day, I know Persona is even more realistic based than Sonic is. Granted, I never played a Persona game, but obviously there's humans in that game, not just a hedgehog running around with a flying fox and a red hedgehog trying to defeat a shadow version, quite literally, hedgehog. But yeah, at the end of the day, I'm glad that Sega's going into the movie industry more than what they already was before, and pulling some of their IPs that don't really get a lot of love gaming wise.
No, and they've got a lot of good IPs that they haven't touched in, 20 years. So if they wanted to revive them, the best thing to do would be to put them in a movie and then release a game after that. Get the hype up from the movie and then release a game after that to sell better.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I mean, it's becoming a trope now, because even Five Nights at Freddy done amazing coming out on Peacock and theaters at the same time and still destroyed the box office.
Yeah. Did you ever watch that?
Yeah, I watched it.
Oh, did you? I did too. It was pretty good. For somebody that don't know anything really about the series, I thought it was pretty decent.
Yeah, I never played a game in the series at all, and I was able to follow along a little bit. Granted, I know Matt Pat's in the movie or whatever, and I've been a game theorist watcher since they started their YouTube channel way back when. So it's one of those things to where I followed some of the lore just through his words.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason why I watched the movie, because I seen where he was in it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only reason why I decided to turn it on. I mean, I know a lot of people were saying it was good. Then I seen with Ryland,
of course,
on your guys' other podcast, I seen where he said it was good. So I was like, okay, he's saying it's good. I'll trust Ryland's word on the movie aspect of it. Granted, it's supposed to be a horror movie. It was PG-13 horror movie.
It wasn't scary at all.
Not really that scary. Yeah, it's not scary at all. So, I mean, it is what it is. But like I said, video games are becoming movies more often now.
Yeah,
actually being good.
Right, and I'm happy for it. I get excited when I see a game, especially that I know, becoming a TV show or a movie, because more times than not nowadays they're actually good because of the animation technology and everything. They and more budgets, bigger budgets to make them good, instead of just putting some out there for money. They actually put time and care into it.
Yeah. That is all the time we have for today, though, guys. Go ahead and, if you want to, follow our socials: TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook,
Discord.
Our Discord. I always forget about Discord. It's like the little cousin everyone forgets about.
Yeah.
We got merch on Redbubble if you guys want to go get some merch. We got a link to BetterHelp in the description if you guys need help with your mental health while gaming.
Yep.
And I think that's it.
All right. I'll catch you in the next episode.
All right. Later, guys.
The United States Border Patrol has exciting and rewarding career opportunities with the nation's largest law enforcement organization.
Earn great pay with outstanding federal benefits and up to $20,000 in recruitment incentives. Learn more online at cbp.gov/careers/USBP.
Selling your car to Carvana is as easy as...
As easy as pie?
Sure. All you have to do is enter your license plate or VIN.
As easy as a stroll in the park.
Okay, then just answer a few questions and you'll get a real offer in seconds.
As easy as singing.
Why not? Schedule a pickup or drop off and Carvana will pay you that amount right on the spot.
As easy as playing guitar.
Actually, I find that kind of difficult. But selling your car to Carvana is as easy as...
Can be.
Visit Carvana.com or download the app to get an instant offer today.